Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're here with Diva. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So today's subject is overall for all those who are suffering from obsession, let's say. I heard from a bird, let's say, that there's one person I wish to kind of help, but I'm gonna be wishing to help many people through this attempt of trying to give guidance to some people. Overall, I don't like to talk that much, so if ever you guys want to talk with me, or you email me, or you kind of, you go on my Instagram, you write certain stuff, I'm usually not the type that responds back, because I have nothing to say, honestly. Really, I have nothing to say. Like, what I can always offer you guys is a smile and, like the namaskar thing, and bow down, be it's negative comments you give me, or you kind of tell me you're disappointed in me, or you wish to kind of have investments with me. Overall, I love you all unconditionally, which means that I don't wish to kind of have form in some way, because I'm more on a path through liberation, let's say. I'm on that path, want it or not. I like to liberate myself overall from burdens and responsibilities. Uh, you know, but I'm still alive, okay, guys? It's not that way. But if you want someone to talk to, I'm not the person to talk with, okay? I can give you guidance, my own opinion if you wish, but then again, I will not do so outside of my channel, okay? Except if it's private readings, which means that you are able to kind of do that exchange with me in the moment when you're asking me about it. So if there's no real exchange, it's in the form of like a request, or it's in the form of like just a manifestation that I will put out there. But I'm not gonna do this with everyone. It's just to help out some people that are having some obsessive episodes connected to someone. Now, I will be cleaning certain things up, so if you don't wish to get triggered, then definitely click off. But for some who are obsessed, it's not a very healthy way of approaching a person. Whenever you're obsessing over someone, let's say, it means that there's somewhere in your life, some part or many dimensions, or let's say for now, we're not going to go dimensions, we're going to go more simple-minded. Certain sections of your life are not going the way you wish to go. So there are certain baggages you need to release, control baggages, guilt consciousnesses, aspects that are unknown to you, but then again, you will figure it out once you're kind of in a flow of healing certain mother issues, father issues. I'm saying issues. I know your mom and your dad don't have issues technically. If you have a loving relationship with them, definitely keep it that way. But for some of you, if you had baggages as a child, you're the first child, second child, third child, fourth child, there is certain baggages connected to each one of you, your own positions, and connected to how your parents loved you or didn't love you or neglected. Second level healing aspects could be through your mom and through your dad's relationship, and how those two people's relationships were together. Now, if you have healed those things, let's say you have come to a concept of witnessing and accepting your parents the way they are, accepting the fact that their expectations are theirs, they're not necessarily yours, and kind of they have come through that expectation or that acceptance of the other way around, then it's a more healed process, let's say. But for some of you who have baggages like these, so it's either you haven't come into terms with certain reality aspects, you haven't, I'm gonna say, forgiven certain things that you blame your parents for, or your siblings for, or your girlfriend, boyfriends for, your past lovers for, be it they were guilty of it or not, let's say. I wish to go in a more accepting concept, okay? There's no criminalizing your person, because there's always this concept of this is right, this is wrong. But then again, if you have an open mind and if you have an open heart, let's say, you will come to accept many things, be it you were hurt. But the main thing is more about not dividing yourself, okay? Not using your intellect to divide yourself. When it's obsessive, the best symbolism I could give you for an obsessive mind is a rat race in some way. Okay, so it's more like you're running around circles, and you're getting out of it. And then when you kind of like have something in your life that's not working out, you're going back and you're running around, turning the circle, the wheel of the obsession, and then coming out of it, let's say. Okay, so it's more like a comfort zone, you can say it that way, but then again, it's somewhere you're stuck in. Okay, so it's that kind of process, this one. So the advices I will give to you is taming your mind, or finding the sources of the obsession connected to. Now, I can give you a very triggering situation. Let's say there was a guy who was very kind to me, okay? Let me go with my example, okay? I obsessed over a person I never wanted to obsess over, okay? I used to obsess over manga characters. I was that type of person. Or I'll never obsess over a man before, okay? So a few years after my depression, okay, I was depressed, okay? So I can kind of give you an example through that. I was very depressed. It's a real facts, okay? I'm just kind of opening up so that many of you will understand what the psychology around obsessiveness is, okay? But once I kind of started meditation and I started my journey with tarot does drive you insane, because if you don't tame your mind, the way you're using your mind to read, or you're using your intuition to read, has a certain consequence and impact, because it's the same thing as journaling. Whatever I did on my channel, it's all journaling work, but it's more I videotaped it. So the more comfortable I was with reading and looking at myself and listening to myself and evaluating myself, that's how I kind of woke up to. But that's what discernment is about, okay? So it's more like you videotape yourself, or you're witnessing yourself and you're listening to what you're saying, and there's nothing right and there's nothing wrong about it. The same thing as journaling, you're writing it, but then again, you need to read what you wrote in some way. So it's that kind of concept that kind of brings you to a more enlightened waking up to yourself, or your emotional baggages, your frustrations, what your trigger points are, the sources of the elements, etc. Okay, so these are other ways. I will recommend some people to go in tarot, but remember that when you're reading it, read it for other people. It's the best way possible, because if you're genuine towards people and you're reading for them, it's like you're reading for other people, but then again, you're the one reading. So if you want to study yourself the most, you need to watch yourself. But I'm not saying it's a two-way gadget. Me, when I kind of read for you guys, I offer this to you guys, okay? So it's more like offering work. It is offering, it's volunteering, let's say, but then again, I'm volunteering for myself. You always volunteer for yourself also, because you feel good when you volunteer. But then again, it's it's an equal give and take in this process for me, okay? So it's important to, if you want to know yourself better, you want to find yourself here and heal yourself, it's good to journal and read, or use tarot to kind of watch yourself. And when you're watching, you're not gonna hate yourself, nor gonna love yourself a lot, okay? So keeping it balanced is watching yourself and seeing all the imperfections, but still look at what is perfect there. So it's more like duality, bringing it together, okay? It's not just one way of seeing things, okay? It's about discovering yourself. It's about going back in the past and discovering certain things that you did not see, but you can see, because it's a question of perception. It's a question of condition. It's a question of personality. It's a question of culture. It's a question of religion. It's a question of suffering and torment and grudges and, you know, all the talk and the talk and the talking and the manifestation of cursing and the manifestation of good things. So there's a lot of things that I'm kind of opening up about, but overall with obsession, let's say, I'm gonna go back to my story, but I wanted you to kind of understand that if you're gonna do the tarot thing, just make sure to journal yourself and to look at yourself from a more witnessing eye. Okay, so that you can see what your trigger points are, see what your strengths are, and at the same time, when you see your strengths, your weaknesses are connected to each other. Okay, so remember those things when you're kind of on this pathway, because it can go very depressive, as it can go very high, mighty like that. But then again, center point, or the, you know, the balance of these two is the best energy to be in, so that you can have an easy flow with it. Okay, nothing is easy. I will not lie to you. It's not easy to see yourself. It's not easy to accept your weaknesses, as it's not easy to accept your strengths, because sometimes moderation is key. Okay, so for some of you, it's important to get to know yourself better. It's not about getting to know about another person. It's about loving yourself, or shedding light in places that are your weaknesses, which you hate the most inside of you, but you have to bring the light there and love those things about yourself. And once you're able to do these things, you will be able to do, being in a relationship with someone will be more easier, and you will be seeing many things about your person that your person might not know themselves, but loving them and accepting them will be easier. Okay, it's gonna be easier. Good. So depression wise, let's say I'm gonna be going back to a period of my life where I obsessed over a man. Okay, I was lacking a lot of stuff at the time. So why are you gonna obsess? Okay, so why would you be obsessing over someone? Okay, because this person showed you unexpected kindness and love. They might have liked you, genuinely, they might have liked you. They did, perhaps. But they touched a certain fear element of yours, or they touched a portion of your, it's like everything that you wanted, but then again, you didn't allow yourself to have that kind. And you yourself are having a certain worthiness issue, even though you want to say I am this, but deep down your vibration is not meeting the I deserve this kind of thing. So you yourself feel a specific way, which you're not aware of. Your behaviors, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you express yourself, has a certain worthiness issue to it, that you think you don't see it, but you kind of say that I'm changed now and I'm doing this, but it's more a period of transitioning. Okay, from seeing yourself as if you're worthless, you don't have a worth, you're ugly, you're not loved, or it's like you're the picky one. Let's say you were hurt growing up, or you're picky in general. You're picky, you have standards, you have high standards, nobody is kind of perfect for you, etc. And then again, there's a person that's kind of like unpredictably stimulating you in a specific way, which is love, because you're loving this person, you are feeling love for this person, but because you're not comfortable loving yourself, you feel weird connected to the love you feel for this one. Okay, so it becomes a rat race when you yourself don't deserve this man, so you're putting this man or this woman on the pedestal. That's one thing. Second thing is that they become an ideal type of yours, so you yourself are really not worthy of them. That's the vibe you are in. So you're not looking at your person as if it's an equal person of yours. It's a person that's far away from you, and they're like a god or a goddess, but then again, you are not. Even if you think you are, the fact that you're not confirming things, or you're not talking with them, you're not kind of approaching them in a more calmer manner, because it's easy. If you love yourself, it's easy to be yourself with this person, regardless of how they behave with you. Okay? But because you're afraid of getting hurt, you want to avoid the man or the woman that you like. Okay? Now, at a distance, it could be a different story, but then again, if you're obsessing, then you can definitely talk to them. But if you're becoming annoying to your person, or you're kind of like wishing to get their attention more than usual, your person doesn't need to, do it. So it's more like keeping it comfortable between you guys, okay? And becoming clingy is also an element of self-esteem issue, okay? It's a symbolism of self-esteem issue. It is, okay? It is, unfortunately. So for some of you, if you're obsessing over someone, it means that you're putting this person on the pedestal. You yourself are worth less to it. Now, if this is triggering elements, it should be triggering, because I'm triggering you normally. This one, it's not easy to kind of hear this about yourself. Definitely. You're looking at me as if like, who am I to kind of say these things to you? But then again, I'm kind of saying my experience. You could have your own experience. But the thing is, always talk with them. Get out of your comfort zone and express yourself. But not more than 5 times. Not more than 5 times. 5 times is a element to keep your integrity and the integrity of your person. More than that, it's not working. You have to let it go. It's not gonna work. It's not good for you. That's what it means. Either you will change, but then again, you will hold on to it and like kill yourself, or it's like depress or curse yourself. This one could be that way. But the main key elements are, you might be stressed, things don't go your way, and this person is a comfort zone for you because you feel good when you think about them, because you're in love with the idea of being in love with them. That's what obsession means. It's one-sided overall. Loving the fact that you're in love with them, because you're loving the person and your person is your object of obsession. So the love you feel, it's like your love is equal. Love in general is equal you giving love and showing love to this person. It's not equal you loving yourself and the person loving themselves, and you're kind of like collaborating together for that unity element. It's more an element of, this is me, this is the person, and I love this person, so this person should be responsible of making me happy. This person is responsible of talking to me. They need to do this because I love them, that kind of thing. But then again, what about your person? Do they love you? Do they enjoy talking with you? Do they enjoy texting you? Do they enjoy small talk? Always having deep conversation, writing on a freaking computer, responding to your texts every time, because if I don't respond, you're gonna kind of call me, or you're gonna kind of like text me several other stuff because you're insecure and I'm seeing it, kind of thing. So it's a bit like the complication is that way, but for some of you, it's very simple. If you kind of learn to distance yourself from those insecure mannerisms, or the just waking up to certain things that trigger you or are sources of insecurity, you can find solutions to deal with them. Okay? I'm not the one who will teach you those things, because I learned them myself. Okay? I went on researches, I did some readings, I did a lot of meditation, I shed a lot of skin, okay? And I kind of like expressed myself when it was not welcomed. I kind of changed my styles when it was not I did always my thing, and sometimes I needed to kind of exclude myself or isolate myself. But that's the method I use, because isolation is where soul searching happens a bit, okay? And you can balance isolation with social life if you wish to kind of have a balanced life. It's all up in your hands, okay? Wheel of Fortune is not, for me, there is some fate elements to it. Whatever karma or whatever is written in the stars or whatever is written in your hands could happen overall. It is, I believe in it, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be a tarot reader. But then again, you have to remember that whatever you wish to create, you need to create it in your own hand, with your own hands. Nothing will just come from up above because I wished for it. No, it's not that. It's more like I'm vibing to it and I'm having the intention I will kind of do it. I want to be healthy overall. That's what I wish many of you will understand, is that this is just a mental rat race connected to a person that you're putting on the pedestal overall. There's many facets to obsession, definitely, and I didn't cover them all, but this is my kind of experience. I realized once I kind of like did certain things that the person was never really interested in me, okay? If he really was interested in me, he would have done certain stuff differently. Trying to talk with them, getting an attitude, trying to be friends with him, let's say we're blocked and not followed back. Trying to kind of show myself up somewhere so that I can kind of like see, I don't know what kind of expression I got, but then again, I felt weird going there at the end of the day. So it's more several things that you have to do, and you have to kind of see how it goes, because there's a way you're approaching your person because they helped you or they were kind to you, but the person is not just their kind nature. They're not just their generous nature. Because what's happening for some people, you think that they're generous, so you're kind of hanging on to it. But we're not just generous, we're not just kind-natured. We have our ugly side too. You know, it's that kind. Or we have our, you know, like we don't want what we want. If they want and you want, it's easy. Okay? But obsession, it's not healthy. It creates other types of manifestations in its own way. Until you wake up to the fact of, why are you obsessing? It's not obsession, it's genuine love. And because you love them, you have to let them go. You respect them, you respect yourself. Because you're loving them, it's immense ability for you to love. It means that you're able to love. So project that love you have towards them towards yourself. It's that kind. Focus more internally on the love you feel for yourself. And the better you love yourself, you respect yourself, you will see it's going to be easier with the person you were obsessed over in the past. Okay? So for some of you, it's just a question of meditation, mindfulness, and self-love. Okay? And finding what what in your life is not making you happy. Why are you not happy? Someone saying something to you, or a behavioral pattern of someone who has a bit impact on you and you were not aware of it until you kind of fight back at it and you kind of put your foot on it, that this is my way, it's not your way all the time. For some part, it's the question of that. And then when you're doing that, it's about also balancing it out with them. Okay, so it's more like equal give and take is the best way to kind of interact with everyone. If you're getting something in return, or you're kind of giving something, you have to receive something in return also. Okay, so it's important to have that equal give and take. It's not only you just giving it to them because you put them on the pedestal, or they're supposed to give it to you because you're loving them, etc. There's many facets for this, okay? So for some of you, it's that way. So I will just shuffle these, and I will also like give you, you can choose 1 to 5. We're gonna go with 5 piles today, and I'm gonna be using my Ethereal Visions Tarot to kind of give you certain yes or no. Okay, like, it's more like, are they interested in you perhaps, or do they obsess over you? But it's not even that. The main question today is a person who you are obsessed with, okay? Or this one we're gonna go with obsession, okay? It's more like there's some kind of element that you're more mental perhaps, you're more controlling, you kind of have certain victim mentality elements to you. I don't want to say that. I'm triggering many people, but this reading is triggering. But I meditated before I started this reading, so it's good that I meditated, because I tried this reading. I started this same video 3 times, and I got irritated at myself. Imagine. So I'm definitely getting out of my comfort zone and facing many people with many problems. Okay, many issues. Okay, which everybody is equal with. Okay, we all have issues in our life. That's normal. So I just want to know who we obsess over. Do they care about us? Okay, a bit like, do they care about us, or it's like how they're approaching us? Okay, if they're thinking of us also. Okay, so whoever you're obsessed with, I don't want to say you're thinking of, we're gonna use the term obsessed, because that's the main concern here, right? I'm obsessed over this person. Is there something wrong with me? Yes, there is. Okay, if you're obsessing, it's not healthy. Stop obsessing. One way you can do it is say, I love this person. Even if he doesn't love me or she doesn't love me, I love them. And it's completely normal for me to love them. Okay? And when I'm loving them, I can let them go. I will decide to let them go. Okay? So you have to kind of start the initiation process somehow. Okay? Try 5 times. After the 5th one, let them go. It's very simple. Okay? Because then again, this process helps you release yourself from the situation. So you can call it a karmic completion in some way. And based on what type of personality you have, if 5 is not enough, you can go up to 10. But if you're becoming annoying, you're gonna get that bitch slap from the person. Okay, so it's a bit that vibe. I have no control over that. Okay, so it's more your decision, and it's a consequence overall. Okay, so there's like a healthy boundary you have to offer yourself and your person. Sometimes it takes immense courage to do so. Sometimes it's very easy. If you manifest it that way, it's very easy. If it's gonna flow, it's gonna be easy. It's easy. Just know that life has obstacles, and it's completely normal. But you need to have the strength to kind of love yourself and to love your person regardless of their insecurities. Okay? So we're ready with this one. And I'm going to kind of show you the piles, okay? So I'm sure you just went to the pile section. And I'm hot a bit, so we're just gonna take this off. Okay, so you have pile 1, which is Fountain Tarot, pile 2, which is Golden Universal Tarot, pile 3, which is Dancing in the Dark Tarot, pile 4 is Millennium Thoth, and pile 5 is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, So choose with your intuition and go directly to your timestamps. I will be using clarifiers for some of you. Okay. And I will be using Buddha on the side, okay? So Buddha has a cleansing and prosperous, good luck, charmy kind of vibe to him, okay? So you will decide, okay, if you want to believe in it or kind of get the courage, because confirmation is the best way. It will help you see the person with a different light. You will respect them or you won't respect them. They'll respect you. They're not going to respect you. So you're figuring the person out. So it's more like taking the person from the pedestal down to your equal eyesight. You and I are always equal. We're different, but we're equal. That kind of flow. That way you'll get out of your obsessiveness connected to this person. You will be more confident. You will know what you're worthy of. Okay, so you're worthy of many stuff, but then again, you have to vibe to that worthiness concept. Okay, but there's a lot of work to be done. Okay, it doesn't come like that. Okay, it comes with experience and self-witness and self-discernment, mindfulness, thoughtfulness, meditation, whichever way you want to go at it. Okay, so that's it for the intro. And let's start. So you have pile 1, which is Fountain Tarot. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let us see the person you're in love with obsessively, okay, or you're obsessing over. How do they feel about you? And do they think equally as much about you as they don't really give shit about it? Okay, so for some of you, it's unfortunately the flow I'm going. So I'll give you some clarifiers. You'll take what you need to kind of like. So you have hazel eyes, 6 or 9, September, June, yellow eyes, and October. Okay, so you have those eye colors. If those eye colors are not here, it's still okay, guys. Okay, if you chose with your intuition, I'm sure you have to hear something here. Okay, so you have SFOCA, so you have San Francisco, California. You have ABEPA, so Allentown, Pennsylvania. You have BKK, Bangkok, Thailand. Okay, so these are initials. Okay, first name, last name, nickname also will do. Okay, so do I think about you? You have the Knight of Swords in reverse, so yes, I do. Okay, but when I think of you, I just like wish to act on it. Okay, so I don't like the Knight of Swords. It's more like not thinking, just acting. Okay, or like impulsiveness a bit, impatience a bit. Okay, so connected to you, I'm impatient, or the type of thoughts I connect with you is I'm impatient a bit. You have follow your dream, leadership. So what kind of connection you and I have is that we kind of like follow our dreams and we're in a leadership position perhaps. Okay, so how do they feel about you? So you have the 3 of Swords. They feel heartbroken, they were not able to achieve something with you, okay? So my challenge connected to you is the Ace of Pentacles. The reason why it's the Three of Cups. High Priestess. You have the Five of Swords in the middle with the Queen of Swords. I just love how tarot is so up to my face sometimes. It's like, here's your answer. Boom, you know, like that. It's Eight of Wands, and then you have 10 of Wands. So how this person you're obsessed about feel about you? So overall, I'm a bit impatient connected to you. And heartbroken over achieving something connected to you. Why is it this way? Is because like I kind of channeled third party overall here, okay? But this is also a card of rejoicing, celebrating, partying, loving, you know. It could be several things. If like this one could have been someone that did like you, or you know they like you, but why would you be obsessing over them? This one, it's I mean, many situations could be here, I don't know. This one, this is, I could be obsessed with you overall, but not that flow, okay? It's more like I'm impatient, I'm a bit angry, I'm a bit like, I just think about you without wanting to think about you, could be. But the main situation about how I feel is overall, I'm heartbroken. But for some of you, the heartbreaking element is not really intense. And for some of you, it is, okay? It could be very intense, as it doesn't need to be. Because here, this one, I kind of look at it in the form of it's like a glass. And my heart is like a piece of glass. And it's not really shattered, okay? So it's not that severe, okay? So for some of you, your person is not severely hurt the way you kind of think them to be hurt, perhaps because of the third party or your addictions or your, you know, your insecurities, perhaps this one. But my challenge was to have a chance with you, perhaps. But from the start, I kind of like kept all of this secret, perhaps, and because I was more practical thinker, I was more heartless, or I was more cold natured, and I needed to win always, okay? And in the near future, connected to this element of feeling this way, is I'm more focused on mundane things, perhaps. For some of you, I'm more focused on just mundane things like sex and lust and just kind of forgetting through addictions. For some of you, it's not really that flow, but I needed to kind of release the energy. And the other one is more cleaner, let's say. It's more like I'm focused on a target I wish to kind of have with you. So I do have an intention of kind of being responsible of myself with you, okay? 10 of Wands could be family burdens, sharing burdens, or being responsible, like working hard and being burdened with responsibilities, okay? So it's more like with the 8 of Wands, it's more like I will passionately do this Could be. Okay, so there's 3 different messages at the ending. Okay, so overall, this could be about how they're feeling about you, towards you. Okay, this is how I'm feeling. Or it could also be, this is me seeing you this way. Okay, so it's more like I kind of looked at the fact that you knew it all. You knew it, right? But you were more secretive, or you were more silent, that kind, and intimidating a bit. In the present moment, how I'm feeling about this whole situation is that I want to win here. Or it's like you want to win here, and you're more like cold-hearted connected to me. And in the near future, with the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, it's more like I'm passionately taking on burdens, or I'm kind of like seeking release elsewhere. That way. Could be that way, okay? But I'm running impatient in the way I'm thinking, or the way I think about you is that I'm running impatient here. I'm heartbroken, or I'm kind of like feeling like I'm at the climax of the situation. Like I'm at the peak of the mountain at this point. So for some of you, it's crucial if you obsess over them. Perhaps if you were to kind of be more genuine and honest with them, things could change for the better here. But for some of you, I'm at the peak now. If it's too late, I go back down, then there's a process of perhaps I will seek elsewhere. Okay, so if you're obsessed over them and you want to keep them, I'll say have your guts to you and be genuine and honest and focus on the relationship with this one. But if you can't do that much, then it's more like it's already like in the verge of like wanting to win here. So if I want to win, it's either I will deny it or rebound or like go down the mountain. Because there's a clarity in the heartbreak, though, connected to the reason why it's that way. It's more like I wanted to be happy with you. But then again, can I share you with someone else? Can I accept to be shared? Or that kind of flow. It's a bit that flow, okay? So I don't know if it was clear, but this is what I had, okay? So I do think of you, but then again, when I think of you, I run impatient overall. Perhaps it's a done deal. So when are they gonna wait? For some, for some, it's my personality. I can't wait that much. Could be that way. Okay, I'm impatient overall. I need answers now. I need it now. That kind of flow. It's that way. Okay, so if you're obsessed, then this is how they feel. They think of you, but then again, it's more like it's either I'm heartbroken, but for some of you, it's not really intense at this point. I don't know. The flow I go in with the 3 of Swords and that like fountain tarot, it's a glass. My heart is like fragile like that, but then again, I'm kind of like transparently looking at it because I already climbed the mountain. It's like it's climbed already. It's climax. It's arrived there. It's like the heart pain and the rejection and the betrayal, all of it. I've kind of like achieved it. I've achieved the goal of like that mountain. Okay, so now I just need to go down. For some of you, it's like the vibe I'm getting intuitively is that you have a chance if you want, but if you're gonna hesitate more, I'm down the mountain, it's done. I'm down the mountain. I'm gonna seek another mountain to climb. Okay, it could be connected to you as it could definitely be connected to somebody else. Another mountain, another target, another journey. You know, it's that flow overall. And the Three of Swords, it's more like I'm tired of the denial, or I'm tired of the, you know, the not seeing things eye to eye, all that kind of thing. Okay, that's it. Pile 1. Pile 2, whoever chose Golden Universal Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let us see the person you're obsessed about or over. You are obsessed. How they think about you. Okay. Okay, you might hear some voices, so we're still gonna keep going. So does this person think of you? You have, yes. Okay, I do think of you, this one. But it's a person you're obsessing over, okay? Pride. Synchronicities. So you have October, you have yellow, amber eyes, your person has, okay? You have gray eyes, 29, 6 or 9, number 10, gray-green eyes, May, hazel eyes, and ice blue eyes, okay? So you have those information I can give you. For like, you have PAR, so you have Paris, France city code, okay? You have ATLGA, Atlanta, Georgia, and SHA, so Shanghai city code, China, okay? So you can kind of use these to kind of find resonance, perhaps. But overall, thank you. Let's see what the situation is. So you have Five of Cups. The challenge here is the Empress card. The reason why is the Three of Swords. In the initial, you have the Page of Wands. In the middle section, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And in the near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So this one overall, it's more up in the air overall. Okay, it's very up in the air. Your person feels very guilty. They want to kind of give you a try, but there needs to be transformation here, okay? But when they think of you, they are passionate or they want to act quick on it. But then again, perhaps you're not in front of them. You're at a distance. So with the Five of Cups, how they're feeling is that there's a lot of stuff I didn't do properly connected to you. Why so? Because I was more like a victim, or I felt ashamed of myself, or I was hurt, or I was a wounded person, or I was not ready. I just broke up with someone, or there was like certain issues I had with self-esteem and like I was a victim of something, okay? So there's a, overall, that's the flow here. It's a missed opportunity. And why it was a missed opportunity? Because I didn't have faith in myself when I had you in front of me, okay? So my challenge connected to you was to kind of make you my my girlfriend, perhaps. I did find you very attractive. I did find you very attractive. And you were very, if you're a woman here, they found you very, very attractive. Very abundant and gorgeous. You were gorgeous. Okay, the challenge was to kind of like give you that position, perhaps. If I'm a man here, it's more like I found you very attractive. Like, it's not just attractive. I wanted to have you to myself, perhaps. In the initial with the Page of Wands, it's more like I was a suitor, but there was nothing really serious. So it's just a suitor friendship kind of situation, because perhaps you needed to kind of leave the country until your next contract, perhaps. And in the middle section you have the Seven of Pentacles. So I needed to be patient, or presently I'm being patient here, connected to you until next time, perhaps. But I'm waiting, okay? And in the near future with the Wheel of Fortune, it's more like I'll just leave it to fate, okay? So for some of you with synchronicities and pride, your person is more prideful, connected to synchronicities, okay? But they think of you from time to time, or they're wishing for something to happen between you and them, okay? So this one, they wish to change a lot of stuff, okay? So there is transformation in the energy. So this is pile 2, okay? They do think of you, and they are passionate about you overall, and they're kind of like happy to hear the good news, perhaps. So for some of you, if you want to talk with them, you can definitely talk with them. But they miss, like, how they think is more like it's a missed opportunity. And, you know, I was not ready to be in a relationship at the time. Or I didn't know how to kind of, I was hurt. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. I was hurt at the time. Okay, so you have pile 3, whoever chose Dancing in the Dark. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So let us see how this person you obsess over feels about you. Okay, do they think of you? Do they think of you? Okay, we're gonna go simple with that. Okay, do I think of you? You're obsessed over me, but do I think of you? Okay, so do I think of you? You have the Emperor. Okay. I do. Okay. And what type of relationship? Personal growth. So I think of you in a way that you kind of like guided me, or you taught me a lot of stuff, or it's through the pain you caused me, perhaps, that I kind of learned a lot of stuff. We can go that way, okay? Could be several ways, okay? You have spiritual partnership and you have personal growth. It's either I was your spiritual teacher, or I was something of the sort, and I kind of was more motivational person. And it could be you had this position with me as I did have this position with you, or this is how I'm kind of connecting you and me. Okay? So it's more like thank you for the spiritual lesson kind of concept. But overall, do they think of you? I do, but I'm more like responsible of my own stuff though. I'm more like responsible. I have my balls together now that I'm thinking of you. So overall, it's not an insecure person. Okay, I'm not insecure at all. I don't give a shit about insecurities, or like I'm responsible of my own life at this point. It's like I'm responsible what I say and how things work out. And it's like if I need to deal with the situation, I'll just deal with it. That kind of vibe, okay? So when they think of you, it's more like I have balls to face you, okay? Like I have balls to face you. That kind. Okay, but for some of you, if you've abused me, or it's like, because obsession could go many ways, okay? because you put your person to the pedestal. You might be an alcoholic, you might kind of like have insecurities. I'm going this way because that's the flow it goes in, okay? So personal growth. You grow when you face challenges. You grow when there's pain involved. You know, it's that kind of flow. And spiritual partnership, it's like I learned from you. For me, like, let's say I could go more, like, if you don't have that kind of like spiritual relationship, one of you is not a motivational teacher, it's not a teacher student kind of flow connected to a spiritual belief system, the whichever way it is, okay, it could be simply that you kind of gave this person you put your person to their place, okay, or you kind of woke them up, or you kind of like made them suffer a bit, or you kind of triggered them in some way, but things you said were definitely on point. You know, like, I was put to my place, so I needed to learn. It's a hard truth for me to learn, but then again, you taught it to me that way, okay? How I feel about you. So you have the I was gonna say hangman, but it's not that. It's the hermit card. Well, I'm alone here in this situation. I know how to be independent, connected to you. So how I'm feeling, I know how to be independent. I know what my truth is, kind of situation towards you. That way. And you have the moon card here as my challenge. So my challenge is the moon card. You have the Six of Swords as the reason why. With the Eight of Wands. And one more for the reason why. The Temperance card. Moderation is key. In the initial, you have the Two of Swords with the, you know, the World card and the Knight of Swords. In the initial, you have Nine of Pentacles. Okay, this one is more independent. Okay, I don't cling on to you that much. If you're obsessed with me, I have the Emperor card here again. I'm very independent. Okay, like, I'm an independent thinker. Okay, and I'm responsible for my own shit. That kind. And I'm strong. Okay, so this one, your person is brave enough, so you might kind of feel like they're too strong, or you're like always the victim with them, perhaps. And you have to work harder, perhaps. But how they feel about you is that they don't need you that much. Okay, I don't need you anymore, perhaps. Or it's like I learned through you, so it's through the pain you caused me, perhaps, this one. Through the pain or through the situations, like the lessons I learned the hard way, perhaps, to kind of be independent, connected to you. So how I feel is more like I'm alone facing you. It's one-sided, perhaps, or in some way, like, I'm not in love with you, perhaps, this one. I'm not really in love. And if I'm in love, then it's, I'm still responsible for my side of the love. So I will kind of put the efforts there, and if you want to hold on to it, you hold on to it. But then again, this one, if you're obsessing, I'm not obsessing over you that much. I'm not obsessive. I'm more like father figure. It's more like restful, masculine, and, you know, there's work to do, I'll do it kind of flow. I'm more male energy, okay? I could be female in this energy as I don't need to be. Uh, anyways, I'm comfortable with loneliness, okay? I'm comfortable with hermit energy, okay? Where I feel like I'm alone. Could be that way, but then again, I'm comfortable being alone with the Emperor. The reason why it's this way is because I let go of certain mental patterns that don't serve me in this relationship with you or this situation with you. With the Eight of Wands is more like I wish to always have good news, or I wish to kind of be more positive, optimistic. Like if there's something negative, I wish to turn it into something positive. And with the Temperance card, it's more like moderation is key. I wish to moderate the relationship between you and me, or I wish to at least keep my energy moderated myself in this situation. Because want it or not, reality is that you have to be responsible for your own life, okay? You have to be responsible for your own decisions. You have to be responsible for your own thoughts, your own behaviors, all of these, okay? Masculine and feminine energy inside of you are these. It's more like balancing the, you know, the seduction and the unsettled energy, and settling the kind of balancing it with restfulness. It's like activity and no activity gives you a certain balanced life. Being too active is specific energy. Being too like inactive is also another energy. So it's more moderating this in the relationship. So it's more like equal give and take, or it's like if I'm feeling like I'm not, like I'm kind of gonna, I'm not, like I have an issue, I have a, like I was triggered today emotionally, I will deal with it myself kind of thing. So I'm kind of expecting you to do those things yourself. Because your life is not my responsibility. My life is my own responsibility. That kind of flow, this one. Okay, it could also wish to be responsible for you. But the card being in reverse for me, it's more like I wish to protect you. I wish to protect you. It is here. I do. But I'm responsible for my own shit overall. I'm more like masculine natured like that. It's more masculine. Like it does the actions, it's more restful, it's more simple thinker, it doesn't overanalyze that much. But the challenge here could be that I need to doubt a bit, perhaps. I don't doubt that much. This one. I should doubt my own like self connected to the situation, because this one it's more like I'm independent overall and you're obsessed over me, which is funny. You're obsessed over me, but I'm not really that much. I think of you, but then again I think about my own shit. I don't think about, like, I don't obsess over you that much. I'm more like action oriented perhaps, or it's like I'm more responsible for myself. This could be a blockage, this one. If you're obsessed with this one, then it means that there's huge ass like wall between there's no connection here, this one. It's you're clingy on me, but I'm not necessarily that way with you. So there's no real way of meeting unless you're responsible for yourself. You can't meet me that way. So perhaps the challenge here is that I should be more feminine. I should be more feminine, could be, or more mysterious. The challenge here is that I should be more mysterious, or I should kind of like like I'm perhaps too strong here. This one it's more like I'm too strong, like I'm too success oriented. I'm more like an achiever. Like this one, it's independent energy. Okay, so this one, if you're obsessed, you're more clingy by nature. You need those you know, like the constant feeling of being wanted and all that kind of stuff. This one, fortunately, this is not your type. This one, I can't satisfy your needs. This one, I don't see where I can satisfy your needs. Perhaps you like those characteristics inside of me because you want to have those characteristics inside of you, kind of thing. But this one, like it's like when it comes to you, it's more like you don't want to kind of know anything about it, and I'm kind of like more up to your face. I'm more naked and I'm more bold, and I kind of like put the actions there. And in the present moment, I'm more independent, and I'm showing you that I'm independent, and I'm single. I'm showing you that I'm single, this one. And in the near future with the Emperor, it's more like I'm kind of like still responsible for my own shit. This one, there is a blockage. It's either you and I don't communicate properly. But I've learned to be stronger, this one. I'm strong like shit, this one. It's like nobody can play with me. Nobody can impose their expectations on me. I'm not gonna kind of like, if I like you, I will say it. But if you don't meet me halfway, I will just leave. It's more like I just give you one try. And if you're not like eager to do so, I will understand that you're not interested, perhaps, this one. You're not interested, this one. Or it's like I intimidate you, this one. I think of you definitely, but there's a vibe that I'm kind of like eager to be responsible here. I'm eager to be responsible for both of us, perhaps. It could be like I want to date you, this one. It could be that way. But the thing here is that I'm single, and why I'm single is because like I'm the type that's, you know, spontaneous and unpredictable and passionate and, you know, moderated type of woman or man. With the Six of Swords, it's more like I've let go of certain concepts and things that it's more like shattered energy. So it's more like I'm on the move always, okay? Like I'm moving on, or it's like you're moving on, so why should I kind of, or you're pretending to move on. There's something you're hiding. I don't know this one. I'm sorry, guys. It's just that perhaps I don't understand the concept of obsession anymore. I'm not in the flow anymore. I can't seem to understand how I can read this for you guys. This one, I don't know what to say. I'm very independent. I'm single. My challenge is to be more feminine, or to kind of follow my intuition. And like show you who I am, perhaps. And how I feel is that in the past I wanted to show you who I was. Okay, I wanted to show you who I was. Okay, I wanted to show you that I was more like a warrior type of person, kind of like not reachable that much. I have an intimidating flow to me on a physical level. So in the past I had a certain intimidating vibe to me. In the present moment, I'm more approachable, I'm more sociable, I'm more like wiser, perhaps. And in the near future with the the number 4, which is the Emperor, I'm observing you keenly, that kind. Okay, so this one, it is curious about you. It's like mature and it's there to support you in some way. But then again, it's perhaps up there. You put the person on the pedestal if you're obsessed over this one. It's not the person putting you on the pedestal. You put the person on the pedestal. I don't see any other way of reading this one, okay? Like, I don't know if I'm missing out on something, but this is what I understood, okay? Pile 3, and I don't know if I gave you guys some kind of letters. I'll give them, but I'm not sure about it, so perhaps you might get 2. So you have RDUNC, so Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. You have Istanbul, Turkey, so IST initials. And you have Tampa, Florida. Okay, Tampa, Florida. Okay, so TPAFL could be initials. RDUNC could be initials. IST could be initials. Okay, so that flow. Yes, we're at pile 4 now. So whoever chose Millennium Thoth Tarot, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all safe and healthy in this time. So whoever you're obsessed over, like whoever you're obsessing on, perhaps, how do they think of you and how do they feel about you? Okay, like how do they feel about you? And for some of you it's more like do they think of you? Okay, so we have Queen of Swords with the Judgment card. So yes and no, yes and no. No, because I'm more practical thinker. I focus my energy elsewhere, perhaps. And the Judgment card is more like when I'm judging you, I think, oh my God. When I'm judging you, I think of you. Okay? And you have new beginnings and you have music. So when I'm judging you, or I need to judge, or I'm judged, or I'm criticized, perhaps I'm thinking of you. Could be that way too. But I'm more business-like vibe overall. Okay, so whatever you're obsessed with is a more business-like approach connected to you. Okay, so it's more gain and new beginning could be contracts here. Okay, I'll see what I'm gonna have with the Celtic spread. Could be different, but there's one more. Hanged Man, and it's upright, so I don't really think of you that much. Okay, so when I think of you though, I'm stuck connected to it for business sake. I think of you when I'm judged, or when I'm judging you, I'm thinking of you, or when I need inspiration, I'm thinking of you. But overall, in general, I don't think of you unnecessarily. Okay, that flow, this one. Before I forget this pile, I'll give you some kind of like initials. So you have blue eyes, you have December, July, brown eyes, yellow eyes, number 14, you have November, and you have amber eyes. Okay, so amber, blue, whichever thing I said. And letters, you have TPE, so Taipei, Taiwan, Republic of China, GLA, Glasgow, Scotland, and one more. Just take the initials, guys. Okay, so you have MKEWI, so Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So what's the main situation? You have the 6 of Cups. How I feel about you is that you and I are friends. What I generally like about you, I generally like you. Okay, you have my challenge is the High Priestess. The reason why is that with the Fortune card in reverse, with the Five of Wands and the Empress card. In the initial, we have the Four of Wands with the Nine of Cups. What type of energy is this? I don't get it. There is good. You have the Death card in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. And in the near future, you have the Aeon with the Ten of Swords. What do I have below? You have Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's definitely more conflicted vibes and missed opportunity. Third parties, perhaps. Yeah, and addictions. So it's more a flow of we're approaching you more business-like and gain kind of thing. We're not really in the flow of love, okay? The whole dimension is not in the flow of love, okay? Because it's like the way your person is thinking and the way what I'm feeling here is not in balance, okay? So there's a way your person thinks, and most of all, the way they think is empowered. They use their mind more than their emotions, and they don't work with their, like, they don't empower the emotional side overall. So even if I might have emotions towards you, even if like I want to have tender feelings, etc., because my mind overpowers everything, I'm more judgmental. I'm more the judgmental, criticizing and thinking about my own gain here. So I will objectify you a bit, okay? I'm more cold-hearted overall, and I'm more like away. I stay away. I'm kind of like I have no option, no choice. That flow a bit, okay? It's more like stuck energy. It's like you feel like your person cannot budge, or they don't have a choice. But then again, their mind takes over more than their emotions, okay? So with the Six of Cups connected to you is that I kind of genuinely like you, okay? I like you. I like the friendship you and I have, or it's like I like the camaraderie we have. You are someone I cherish, okay? I do cherish, but then again, I can't say 100%. Okay, it's like 40% I cherish you, or 30% I cherish you kind of thing, okay? The reason why is that way is the Five of Wands. I'm more grounded, okay? Like I like to ground overall business, or I kind of have intentions and I wish to kind of focus on my business overall. With the Empress card and the Fortune, it's more like if it's meant to be, I'll just kind of leave it to in the future. So it's more like I'd leave the romantic emotions for the future. So I'm not facing the emotional side here. It's more like I have things I need to kind of ground and I need to create. So I kind of just focus on creating them, and I kind of like leave the love affair or the love emotions for the future. So in the future, not now, kind of thing. So my challenge here with the High Priestess perhaps is to kind of either keep this a secret, or it's like the relationship is a secret, or it needs to be secret. This one, the challenge is that the relationship needs to be a secret, okay? The relationship with you needs to be a secret. And in the initial energy with the Four of Wands and the Nine of Cups, overall, you are a wish fulfillment of mine, okay? You give me immense inspiration, and I'm very passionate about you, okay? Like passion, I'm passionate, or I like that you're passionate overall. In the present moment, connected to you is more like I kind of I'm working hard on transforming the truth connected to you and me, perhaps. Even if there's love here, your person's not gonna do anything about it. Okay, for some of you, stop obsessing over it because they're not gonna do anything. I've decided to not do anything until later. For now, I'm focused elsewhere. I have you in front. Okay, look, this one is more like this is a career-oriented man. You are inspiration. You are the perfect guy or the perfect girl for this one, but I'm not ready to commit right now. Okay, I'm not in the flow. It needs to be kept a secret, and that's the challenge of the relationship. That's why I'm not doing anything, because it needs to be hidden. It needs to be hidden, so I rather just leave it as is, and you know, suffer a bit. This one, it's like, even if it's suffering, even if it's missing you, it's like mentally denying you itself. So it just says that we're just gonna deal with this later on. Okay, it's that flow. Even if I had like good cards like new beginning, music, it's like what I'm getting here is that like I'm gonna deal with you later. For now, I don't have the time. For now, I'm conflicted. There's no future for now. Okay, there's no like grounding the relationship for now. I might kind of just like use you. I love, like, perhaps for some of you, they sleep with you, they meet you, they date you and all that kind of stuff, but then again, the relationship is not escalating because it needs to be kept a secret still. Okay, or it's like there's no relationship because I'm not focused on having a relationship with someone. I'm not focused on it. It's just fucking people. It's just like not fucking anyone, just kind of thinking about the job. Okay, that's it. Later. That's what it says. I'm gonna deal with you later. That kind. Okay, so that's it, pile 4. Now pile 5, whoever chose the Nightmare Before Christmas, let us see how your person like feels about you. But this is a person you're obsessed with. Okay, you're obsessing over this one, and we want to know if they think about you and how they feel about you. Okay, Okay, so let us see. Do they think of you? Okay, Three of Swords. You're obsessing over someone, but this person is like in pain. You have A, B, E, P, A. B, I taught B when I was kind of like, I was just gonna say I don't need to kind of channel anything. Like I don't need to touch anything. I just need to channel letter B for some of you, okay? Wherever this person is, you have R-O-B, R-O-M, R-O-M, Rome, Italy city code. And you have B-D-L-C-T. So you have Hartford, Connecticut. But B is prominent here, okay? Like, I don't know what your dilemma is here. There's a lot of guilt consciousness. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of abuse. There's a lot of, like, back and forth, like, abuse verbal. Or it's, like, fighting or, like, cheating involved a bit. Or it's like, you did this and I kind of, like, but you're obsessed with me. It's a bit that flow, okay? But this one is heartbroken. You have yellow eyes, gray-green eyes, amber, blue eyes, okay, brown eyes, number 3, July, green eyes, ice eyes, ice blue eyes, basically, and you have brown eyes again. So this one is heartbroken and they're thinking of you, but then again they're sad perhaps, and we're going in our intuition when we're doing that. So you have the 3 of candles, so you have the 3 of wands. How they feel about you is 3 of wands. The challenge here is the Queen of Wands. Okay. And the reason why it's that way is the 2 of candles. There's a lot of wand energy. And it's 2 of candles in reverse. And the Hermit card. In the initial, you have the 2 of swords with the Queen of Cups, Queen of Potions. In the middle section, you have 7 of Cups with 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And in the near future, you have the 6 of Candles, the Moon card. So you have the Moon card upright, the 6 of Wands upright, and the Star card in reverse. So I don't want to take as much more. So you have 7 of Swords also. Oh my god. 7 of Needles, basically. There was all needles. Weave the way, perhaps. So 7 of Presents. I've been very patient. I've been patient with you overall. Okay, so I've been very patient and like, okay, there's pain involved here, but they're thinking and they're in pain, or they're sad, or they're like, they're indifferent about a truth, perhaps that way, but then again, or you're indifferent about a truth connected to me. Now, with the Three of Candles being the main situation, is that I wish to kind of have a new beginning with you. Why so? Is because I made a decision that I want this, that I want this. My challenge with the Queen of Candles is to kind of seduce you, or to kind of make you passionate about me, perhaps that way. In the initial energy, you have the Two of Needles, which is like indifference a bit, but then again, it's working on something intensely. With the Queen of Potions, it's more like how I feel about you. You'll be surprised to what point I feel possessive and jealous about you, but then again, I'm indifferent. That flow. In the middle section with the Seven of Potions and the Three of Presents, it's more like with the Three of Presents, it's internally I wish to have fun with you and other people together. In the near future, you have the Moon card, Six of Candles, the Star, and the Seven of Needles. The Moon, Six of Candles, the Star, and the Seven of Needles. Okay, so you have the Moon card with the Six of Candles, the Star, and the Seven of Needles. So with the Moon card, it's more like I wish that your attention were to be focused more on me. With the Six of Candles, it's more like that way I'll feel like I'm succeeding here in this situation. And with the Star and the Seven of Needles, deep down underneath, it's more like I'm being hopeful. And I'm kind of like the needles here could be like pain connected to you. So there is deception, but the flow is not that. It's like swords are like, you know, it's swords cuts. Needle causes a bit of pain, but it can be a solution sometimes. So number 7 of Needles could be like, I wish to heal the situation with you in some way, but then again, there's pain involved here. So I feel pain, or I feel insecure overall connected to you, And it's like I wish that you could kind of like treat me more specially. That way I'll feel like I have esteem, perhaps. This one, okay? So this is how your person feels about you, and they think of you, but they're in pain when they think of you, or they're indifferent, connected to the truth that they know. Perhaps I know a truth, or I know you know a truth, or something of the sort, but you're the one obsessed. This one is hurt though, or this one is in pain. I don't know how they're channeling that go today, but this one, they think of you, but there's pain involved. So you just kind of find the messages the way it needs to kind of be conveyed to you, okay? So there is pain, as it doesn't need to be pain. It's more like sadness, or it's more like betrayal, or more like indifferent to a truth, perhaps, okay? It's that kind of flow, okay? And intuition, it's more like I intuitively think of you whenever I think of you, okay? So it's that flow, this one, okay? So I hope it resonated. I hope it gave you guys some kind of insight, and that is all that I have, okay? So see you next time. Bye.